Welcome to Quark's Bar, everyone. All sales are final. We do not offer refunds. Keep your hands off my Dabo girls. And if Morn is here, buy him a drink. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of Quark's Bar. And we are going to do something a little different this time. Instead of complaining about something like this would normally be the case, I just feel this is the proper place to have a talk about Quentin Tarantino movies, for crying out loud. It just doesn't seem like the right place to put that in a 10 forward background. So, folks, guys, I have got one of the best guys here, Jack Beers. He
Hey,
makes he makes Twitter trolls cry, and it's always funny when he does it. Folks, might as well just go ahead and get this out of the way, though. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
hmm
2020 just has to figure out another way to fuck us one more time.
yeah,
I mean, they took a bunch. I mean, last week we lost Sean Connery, James Bond. Now we lose Alex Trebek.
yeah. This has been a hell of a year for losing people.
I know it's been crazy.
Yeah,
It's been insane.
yeah,
But we're gonna talk about some fun stuff. We are going to actually have a fun time because we are talking about one of the craziest motherfucking directors ever in the history of cinema. This guy's insane. I don't know how his insanity translates so well into such good cinema, but this crazy son of a bitch can manage to do it. Quentin Tarantino, man. I mean, whew. I know Jack here. He's already told me he's seen pretty much every movie, Tarantino movie. I have not seen them
yeah.
all, but the ones I've
Everything.
seen, I love.
Yeah, everything except for Jackie Brown.
Yeah, Jackie Brown is. Yeah, if you get a chance, watch it. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good movie. I enjoyed it. It's it's got one of my favorite lines that my son ended up repeating a lot. That I had to actually stop doing it. AK-47. When you absolutely got to kill every motherfucker in the room, except no substitution. What I ended up saying was I kept saying AK-47 all the time, and then my son started saying, I was like, okay, I gotta stop doing this. I was like, I gotta stop doing. Hey, folks, I have a special guest coming in with us. Hi, honey.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Folks, everyone, this is Madam Geek. Yes, this is my wife. No, obviously not the bride. Well, she was my bride. She's my bride, but she's not the bride. You get what I'm saying there, guy. So, yeah, like I told Jack here, I was asking Madam Geek to join us because I know she can talk Tarantino movies, especially one of her favorite lines, "Wiggle your big toe." So,
Yeah.
so let's get started. Let's break it down. Let's start with that. What do you guys think? Let's talk Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Sounds good.
All right. Madam Geek, honey, ladies first. Your thoughts on the Kill Bills, the two of them, the movies. What'd you love? What'd you like? We can start with the first one and then move to the second one.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen them, but my first impression of seeing the movies was, all the splatters of blood and everything, because they are rather, in my opinion, gory. But out of the Quentin Tarantino movies, it's one of the ones that is easy for me to follow the storyline. Some of his movies, the storylines are hard for me personally to follow along with what the story is. But Kill Bill, I do like, how the main character, I forget her name, she's on a mission.
Kiddo.
Yeah, thank you. She's on a mission to find Bill. And at first she thought she lost the baby, but she didn't. Bill had the child, was raised it and everything. So I like how he ended it with Kiddo is in the car with her child and is driving off into the sunset. I kind of like the ending there. But I like how she gets her revenge too. She goes after and kills everybody that was at the wedding party there, and she's out to get her revenge. So that's my thoughts on Kill Bill.
What about you, Jack?
Well, for me, the when I the, it came out in 2003, and so I had just joined the Navy. I was married. I think I had my kid by then too, but like I was still pretty young, and I still liked seeing like the gory stuff, like as we talked about with the horror stuff. And I heard that this was going to be a movie with a fuckload of blood in it, so I went to go see it. And my favorite scene, of course, is the scene where where she slaughters everybody in that room.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
to the point where they had to make it black and white.
Yeah.
I love how they exaggerated all of the, like, when they cut off the limb, the blood just goes everywhere.
Oh yeah, oh, remember the classic the classic Asian master with the long beard, the handle thing, and he's kind of doing. Remember, he's kind of doing this thing every so often. He's kind of doing that
Hmm.
beard stroking. I'm like, we're all like, God, we remember this classic stuff. This was kind of the classic '70s kind of martial arts thing.
Now he's really good at incorporating that into like a modern day film. He's really good at doing that. That's one of the things that I like. Because I've never, like, I wasn't into it, but then once I kind of saw it, once I learned more about it, I started getting into it more. That type of style. Um, but yeah, like his one of the things I like was the nurse who I think she uh,
Oh, yes, I love that tune.
yeah.
And when I was at work, I'd whistle it a little bit just to fuck with people, and I just love that tune.
I know. Yeah, no,
It
it's
catches a little
good.
tune there.
It was good. There was I remember there was a controversy that happened while they were filming. I guess like Uma Thurman was driving a vehicle, um, and she crashed into a tree, and that wasn't part of that wasn't part of the movie. That was a legit accident. And at first, she blamed Tarantino because Tarantino pushed her to do her own stunts. But like later on, she found out it was more about like the corporate people. They wanted to do it a certain way, and they were pushing him to do it a certain way. And then so when Uma Thurman asked for the video of the accident for, like, I guess insurance purposes maybe,
Mhm.
um, they said that they'd only release it after she signed some sort of thing, um, that would waive them of any responsibility if for any permanent damage. And she was like, I'm not going to do that. So she didn't get the film until 15 years later, 2018. Quentin Tarantino just gave her the film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm assuming that they're okay now. Like there's like there was a little feud there for a while, but I think everything's been settled down now.
Yeah, I
Um,
hadn't
Mm.
heard about that one. That's interesting.
yeah,
That's a little behind the scenes I hadn't heard of.
you can look up the video now on YouTube, and it's like there's no sound, but like you see her driving, and then she crashes, and
Mm.
then she looks like she's in pain, or so she starts grabbing her neck or something like that. And then about a second later, Quentin like jumps in and he tries to help her out, and he looks real nervous and
Oh, wow.
yeah, so worried and stuff like that. So
Oh, yeah, it's probably more it was a corporate thing. I mean,
yeah,
Probably,
Tarantino's a director, and I mean, yeah, I mean, he had some influence, but let's be honest, this was during Miramax.
yes, and
Is that even a fucking company anymore?
no, I don't think so. In fact, Miramax was owned by the Weinstein brothers,
oh,
including Harvey Weinstein. And so
Yeah, I saw that.
so when they got rid of him, I think they liquidated the company.
Yeah, I'm
mm.
sure. I'm sure he would like to have the Hateful Eight and Inglorious Bastards and Django. I'm sure he would like to. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would like to see the Weinstein name taken out of those movies.
Yeah, yeah. So I think they'll be doing. I know. Kevin Smith. He got famous because Harvey Weinstein bought Clerks. And when they, when everything came out about Harvey Weinstein, he was like, "Well, I can't give all the money back I've made from all my movies, but I'm gonna at least give a portion of my proceeds from like whatever to to these corporations that at least help out."
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, I watched the opening of Reservoir Dogs like when I found out, because I wanted to remember, like I wanted to look back at some clips that I remember just to jog my memory, and the first scene, the opening scene in Reservoir Dogs, it feels so much like a Kevin Smith movie at first.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, because they're talking about random things.
Bullshit.
Yeah, they're just bullshitting, and just because it does have a kind of, it was his first movie, so it does have kind of a amateurish feel to it. Like, it reminded me of a Kevin Smith film.
I always kind of like the fact that when he's talking to me, he's like, I just got my ear cut. I'm fucking bleeding on the floor, man.
Yeah, no,
I know we kind of jumped over there.
Yeah.
Kill Bill, both of them had just some great fighting scenes, some great acting. I think I don't know who's your favorite fight scene. I gotta give it to, I'm not sure if it was the very first fight scene or the one where it was Lucy Liu, because I kind of
like
really
the
like
fight
the Lucy
scene.
Liu one, but I gotta be honest, that whole fight at the very beginning with oh God, what was her name, the first girl, when she's
in the house.
yes, in the house and her
With the
daughter
daughter.
shows up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking good. No, I mean that whole, I said my favorite fight is the one where she slaughters everyone in the room, but
Yeah.
I would say between that fight and the Lucy Liu fight, I would have to say the house fight. The Lucy Liu fight was hella good though. That was real good.
Oh crap,
I don't think
guys, we got somebody else who's popping in.
Oh, good.
Well,
Stone Loki! Oh my God! Hey, buddy. Welcome.
Say what again? Say what?
Say
I
what
dare you. I
again?
double dare you, mother. Say what one more goddamn time.
Does he look like a bitch? What?
Does he look like a bitch? No,
What
why are you trying to fuck him like a
Marcellus
bitch?
Wallace look like?
Oh, hey, Loki, we're actually talking about Kill Bill at the moment. So I kind of hit my last. We were talking about the fight scenes and which one was kind of our favorites. Jack went with was it the house scene, buddy? Did you say the house scene? Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Madam Geek went the house scene too. I gotta be honest, that first fight was
I like
really
the one at the very end where she's fighting Bill, actually, because
Oh,
he's
really?
like
Okay.
he's like their that teacher. He said, forget, it's like I said, it's been a really long time since I've seen the movies, but he confronts kids like, he taught you the such and such move, because they had the same teacher and he wasn't taught that. The one move where she like hits him in the chest, and that's like the one where he turned around and walk and the heart will explode.
5-finger death touch. The
That's
Thank you.
5-finger death touch, taught by Paime.
Right.
Yeah, Paime.
So yeah, I like that part.
Yeah, Loki, we were also talking about the fact that how this movie just kind of really being made in 2003, more of a modern story, having that 70s just gratuitous feel to it, and some of the looks, some of the feel, some of it just got that 70s kind of spaghetti martial arts kind of stuff. It works. It's not something that should work, but it's just so freaking good.
The fight with the crazy 88 and O-Ren Ishii, that was the shit. That sold me on the whole franchise. She rips that guy's eyeball out.
Oh,
And
God.
yeah, it's just, that was Quentin, right? That was Quentin Tarantino in The Mask. That's the guy that's like crawling around on the ground after the fight, screaming.
Wow.
That's Quentin.
Nice.
So, the fight scenes, the 70 feel, the old, climb the 1,000 steps to reach the Shaolin master, and then he teaches you
Yep.
the touch of death. Yeah.
Yeah. It had a great feel to, and not only that, but I think we all can admit, what a freaking cast.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never thought of Uma Thurman as kind of an action star, kind of, but man, I could not have been more wrong.
She
Well,
was
you
my
know
action star after that for a while.
this movie was based on the pilot she was supposed to have done in Pulp Fiction, Mia Wallace.
Yeah.
So this whole movie was based on that. Her and Quentin were talking about, oh, wouldn't it be cool to go back and do like what the pilot was like that she did? Well, that turned into The Bride, which turned into Kill Bill.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
What's up, Darth Haster? Or as I like to say, Haster! Haster! Haster!
What's up?
What's up?
Oh yeah, really, I did not know that, Loki. That's awesome to know. I'd love. That's an interesting behind the scenes talk on it.
They'd been talking about that for years. Uma and Quentin had been talking about doing that for years. And the original script kind of idea they came up with was in a drawer in Quentin's house. And it had just been sitting there. And he came across it and he was like, man, we have got to do this. We never had the chance to do this before. We've got to do this. And him and Uma got back together and they decided, well, let's do The Bride and we'll call it Kill Bill.
Yeah, I mean, originally it was supposed to be one movie, but they said, the studio's like, dude, you can't do a 4-hour movie. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to split it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they used to do that a long time ago, but what they used to do is they used to have intermissions.
Yep.
And there's no way they're going to do that nowadays, so.
People don't have that attention span anymore, I don't think.
No.
Unless they're people who visit theater. Because they still do it in theater.
Or go to see the Titanic.
Yeah. Oh shit! You're right. That was. I think we did get an intermission during the Titanic.
Did you guys get? I didn't get an intermission. It was the whole thing. We got the whole thing.
I think we had an option of whether we wanted one that had an intermission or not.
Okay.
I know I went in and fell asleep and got up, went and got a sandwich and some chips, came back. The ship had just started sinking. I fell asleep. I woke back up. The ship was still sinking.
Hey, I'm going to let you in on a secret, Loki. The boat sank.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Let's go back to our movie here. That's a different broadcast.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, some of the great stuff in Kill Bill was just really done, and I think because of the good that of the the way he's done his movies from the past, when we're talking going back to Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Reservoir Dogs, he kind of got some street cred that it's like, you know what, people are going to go see this movie because it says. I mean, he's one of the last guys you really can say this about. You go see a movie because you want to see a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah. You know what you're getting, too. You know exactly what you're getting when you walk into that movie. You're getting some insane, over-the-top, crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yes. But, that's the best part. We know what we're getting. We walk into a Tarantino movie, we know what we're getting. We have a good grasp of the kind of movie we're getting.
Even when he doesn't direct the movie, as soon as he shows up in the movie, you know you're in for a treat. Do you remember Desperado?
I was thinking you were going to say that.
Yep.
That joke where he talks about the bar. Guy walks into a bar. He tells the bartender, "Hey, I'll bet you $300 I can piss in that cup." The cup's like a good 10 feet away, so the bartender accepts.
Yeah, I know. It was such.
Everywhere.
Oh God.
He's thinking about
thinking about his dick, his glass, thinking about the dick glass, and starts pissing all over the place. And then he goes and points out that, yeah, but I bet each of those guys $500 each that I could piss on this, piss here, piss on you, and not only would you not be mad, you'd be happy. Yeah. God, that is one of. I think that is one of Tarantino's best cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's my favorite cameo.
Definitely. I didn't even know that was Tarantino at the time. I didn't get to know who Tarantino was until later. Actually, when I finally saw. So let's go ahead and get into it, because I know we all kind of are chomping at the bit to want to talk about this one. What does Marcel's look like? We got to talk Pulp Fiction. We got to
Yeah.
talk Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Oh
Well,
God,
you know what? I've got movie posters all around me right now. I've got Tombstone, I've got Blade Runner, I've got Aliens, I've got Army of Darkness, I've got the original Japanese poster for Star Wars, and then right above that, I've got Vincent Vega
Hmm.
and Samuel L. Jackson pointing their guns with Pulp Fiction on it.
Oh, that's good.
Greatest movies. I'd like to surround myself with good film, and boom, right there, Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson, and oh my God, I can't think of his name. I'm tripping.
John Travolta.
John Travolta. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's favorite Tarantino movie of all time.
Wonderful.
That was so different for John Travolta to be in one of those movies.
It was.
Now, was it not? Is this not the movie that kind of got his name back in the mainstream for a while?
I
Yes.
thought that was Saturday Night Fever.
No. Saturday Night Fever was the beginning of his career.
Yeah. Early.
Yeah.
My bad. You're right.
This
Yeah,
is more 90s. This is when, the 90s and the early 2000s stuff kind of skyrocketed for him. He kind of hit
Yes.
kind of a plateau cliff area. I mean, he was in Look Who's Talking movies, but I mean, he wasn't seen as an action kind of guy.
Well, I
No.
think he was kind of typecast too because he was doing wholesome, good, feel-good movies. So to do something that was really out of character for him, like Pulp Fiction, he did Swordfish, and he did that one space
Broken
type
Arrow.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Broken Arrow, yes.
So those
He
are
ex-
really different movies for him as an actor.
He
I think it
excels
really-
as a villain.
Yes, he does.
Really
He makes
excel.
a great villain.
I'm gonna say it. Face Off.
That was a good one too.
Face
My-
Off, man. He was such a great villain in Face Off.
Yes.
Pulp Fiction was my first Tarantino movie, then The Rabbit Hole. Yeah. I think that was for a lot of people. I think Pulp Fiction was a lot of people's first soiree into Tarantino. I mean, obviously, I think it was, his second or third movie at the time? Yeah, it was his second movie.
Second, he did
Yeah, because I remember going back and seeing
Reservoir Dogs.
after that. Yeah.
I was lucky. I got to see Reservoir Dogs first because of my dad. And then when I heard Pulp Fiction came out, I was like, you know what? I like Reservoir Dogs, the guys in the suits. And this looks like more guys in the suits. So I'll check out Pulp Fiction. And after that, I was sold.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Mexican standoff. we got to talk about the Mexican standoff.
Go for it. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, yeah, I love that scene. I was trying to like go back and watch all these clips and stuff before we got on, but I didn't get to see that one again. But that was one of those things that like it was the first time I had seen a Mexican standoff, and I didn't even know what it was called. So it was one of those things where I was just kind of like, what's gonna happen? and I love how ever since that, like throughout media afterward, people recreate that scene, they make fun of the scene, they kind of pay homage to it in some way. Yeah, I love that.
I was watching Pulp Fiction the other night because I had this just crazy itch to watch it, and I didn't watch all of it. I got busy with other stuff, but I just thought I love this whole thing when you realize that Travolta and Jackson's character, they're going to go retrieve the briefcase,
yes,
and kill a few people. And they're having just a casual conversation like this is a Monday morning after Monday morning lunch fest.
That was trippy. You're right about that. That was trippy. Like right after they did, especially like right after they had to they accidentally killed the guy, and then they had to like hide the body or whatever, and then
when Harvey Keitel shows up, God, I love Harvey Keitel.
Oh,
yes, that was a nice cameo. And he
Hey guys.
Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I was just looking at IMDb, and supposedly, quotation marks, there's going to be a Kill Bill 3 come out.
Do you think Loki? Do you think that would maybe be the little girl from the very beginning?
Yes.
It is.
Thank
it's
goodness.
the daughter.
In 2022.
One
I
day,
really wanted to
if you
see
want to
that.
come, one day if you want to come after me, there's no hard feelings. Yeah, it's her daughter. It's that.
Is it the same actress?
Bernita Green's daughter.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, that would be cool if they got the same actress to play that. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
just kind of looking up when I get the film listings of Quentin and saw that Kill Bill 3 is going to be somehow released in 2022. No details at this time.
Probably
So,
not even going to be called Kill Bill. It's going to be, that's probably just the working title. But,
no, it
oh
says
my
Kill
God.
Bill Volume 3,
Oof.
action crime thriller.
I'll look
Oh, wow. What do you think, Loki? I think I could, if it's Tarantino doing it, I got hope for it. Especially if it's what we're counting on,
It
the
is.
revenge of the girl.
I've read a couple of things about it. It is going to be about Bernita Green's daughter, the little
Good.
girl that that she told her, hey,
Yep.
if you want to come after me one day, no hard feelings. I get it. I'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, she was pretty matter of fact about it. And
Yeah.
there was kind of, I think for a long time, I think there was a long time there was rumblings going on that they were talking that someday they were going to consider doing that movie.
With
I
since
remember.
they are, this will be his last. This will be his last movie. If they do go through with this, then it will be his last film. He said, "I'm going to do 10. That's all I'm ever going to do. Once I hit 10, I'm done. I've made my niche in Hollywood. That's it." So if he does this, like they're planning on doing it, then that's it. This is your last Tarantino movie.
Wow.
Ugh.
Well, he's already done 10. If you break Kill Bill in two.
I
10
think, yeah,
what?
but
10
they
movies?
did, technically, the studio did that, not Tarantino.
Okay, fair enough.
10 what? 10 million or 10 movies?
10
Movie.
movies. 10
Yeah.
movies.
Now, if you put Kill Bill into one volume, then yeah, it's 9.
I think about the fact that,
Um,
So would Kill Bill 3 be Kill Bill? I'm not going to confuse myself.
no, but oh my God, that would be interesting. I would love to see that movie. That would be actually the one thing that would make me want to go to the movie theater again.
oh, yeah, that would be something that you would have to see in the theater.
Yes, definitely. If we ever, go back to the theater.
I think it's going to happen at some point.
So,
But Loki, you were,
Quentin has long maintained that he will only make 10 movies, which leaves him with one more after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Of course,
I didn't see that movie. Was it good?
Yeah, I loved it. It's got some history change in it. He likes to do that, but
Yeah.
it was good.
I love how he does it, though. I love how he does, because for the most part, he's very accurate until the thing happens, if you know what I mean. But it's really good. Yeah, they did it.
Oh, I know it has 2 big name actors in it. He had Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio were the main actors in that.
Yes, and I believe two of the what do they call it? The group of girls. Two of those girls in that group, the ones that were following what's his name around. One was Johnny Depp's daughter, and the other one was Kevin Smith's daughter.
Yeah, and
Oh.
Margaret Robbie was in that movie too. She played
Yes, Margot Robbie as
Sharon Tate. Was it Sharon Tate?
Sharon Tate, yes.
Yeah, the woman
I'm gonna
that
have
in
to-
real life gets killed, but in the
Yes.
movie, it happens a little differently.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to actually watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's one of the few I haven't seen.
I
The,
recommend it.
the idea is that Quentin has inserted Brad Pitt's character and what's his name? Leo's character into this history, and because they have been brought into this history, things happen differently.
Ah.
So, like Leo ends up starring in, briefly stars in what was it? The Escape movie, the World War II Germany.
The Great Escape?
Great Escape. He has what's his name's role, but then he's replaced at the last minute. But you see like a clip of him in that movie, and you're like, "Holy shit! It looks real. It really does. It looks like he's supposed to be in that damn movie."
It's good. They do a good job with those.
The editing. Yeah. So
No,
let's
I
go
think
back to
the
Pulp
editing,
Fiction. Anything else on Pulp Fiction we want to talk about?
Oh
How
yeah.
about that
Oh,
editing? How crazy that editing was to follow at first. But I've seen somebody try and cut the movie in order, in actual order. It just doesn't work.
it doesn't work.
No.
I actually seen those too because I was just curious. What I One of the things I remember tripping out about was the diner scene between Uma Thurman and John Travolta,
Oh
where
yeah.
she's married, so they're not
Mhm.
actually on a date. He's just looking out. He's just looking after her or whatever, right?
Babysitter.
But she sits there and gives him the fuck me eyes the whole time, and
Oh,
she wants to dance with him, and so they dance, and you know, and of course, everything that happens after the disaster that happens afterward.
Oh yeah.
I love the moment where he's by himself and he's like, okay, night's almost over, just got to go home, jerk off, and go to bed.
Yeah. I love at the very beginning when he's talking with Jackson's character. He's like, "Why are you asking about it?" Well, I got Marcellus is going to be out for a while, and I got told to take care of his wife. You mean take care of her? Like take care of it? No, not like that. Their
I remember the part too,
conversation between those
after
two.
after he
The con-
revives her, they're walking down the street and she has a joke about the three tomatoes, the papa tomato, mama tomato, and the baby tomato. And she tells the joke about, the tomatoes, and I thought that was funny.
Actually, I don't know if
After
you
he
heard,
revives
honey.
her.
Loki mentioned that actual whole talk about her being in a pilot was actually what became the inspiration for Kill Bill movies.
yeah,
Oh.
That is
yeah.
awesome.
That
And
is awesome, isn't it?
the editing in Pulp Fiction, there are not many writers or directors that could pull that off. There are people that have tried to pull that off, to have movies that are out of order and they end up being confusing, or you end up being like, what the hell's going on? Pulp Fiction
Yeah.
worked, and it's a huge plus for Tarantino that he could do that and actually make it work to where you're like, okay, this is the end and this is the beginning and this is the middle, and you don't have to worry it, but you don't have to worry about it. You can just sit back and watch it and enjoy it for what it is, and it doesn't screw anything up. Very few directors could do that.
Yeah, honestly, trying to watch it in
Normally-
chronological order, it screws up the movie. It
Normally,
does not
I
work
would-
as a movie.
yeah,
I
Normally,
cannot
I don't
watch
like
it
those
like
type
that.
of movies. I hate those type of movies normally, but the way he does it, I don't know. It worked. It just worked. There's very few movies where that doesn't work, or very few movies where that does work. Like I think it works in Memento.
Oh, what about Christopher Walken? We gotta remember Christopher Walken in this movie,
Oh,
where he's
man.
talking to the young Bruce Willis's character. Yeah, your dad had this watch, so
Oh,
we
yeah.
weren't gonna let these people have it, so he stuck it up his ass. So he had it up his ass, this cold thing up his ass for 4 years, and when he died, I shoved it up my ass for 4 years.
I remember
And then
that
he's
now.
like-
wow, yeah, I
It
remember
took me
that.
a while to think. To remember that part.
Yeah,
And then we get to the point where Bruce Willis is, trying to get the girl, his girlfriend, and he's like, "You forgot the watch." Okay, and he's
Yeah.
acting all God, fuck! I told her not to fucking.
I carried this uncomfortable chunk of metal up my ass
Oh,
for
man.
5 years. And
Is that- that's the same- Go ahead.
Darth Haster just sent me this. Apparently, Vivica A. Fox, who played Bernita Green, is pushing Tarantino to take Zendaya, the chick that plays Mary Jane Watson on the Spider-Man movies, as her daughter.
Oh.
I don't like that, but
Okay.
Well,
Zendaya.
well, that's the one that's in the. I know who that is.
That's the girl who's playing Mary Jane in the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never seen her in anything
try to
other
have
than
an
that,
open
so I'd
mind.
have to see
yeah.
something else with her in it.
Same with me. Yeah. I mean, I've only seen her in the Spider-Man movies, so I don't really.
Yeah, like I
Can't
told
really
Jess,
judge her.
like I told MB Geek, is that when I see things where they use different actors, like in the live action Aladdin with what's his name escapes me. I
Will
try to
Smith?
have Will Smith. I try to have an open mind. I try not to go in with already expectations or already preconceived notions. I really try to have an open mind because who knows, you may really enjoy it. So
I just remembered that Pulp Fiction was also the first movie where I learned what a gimp was.
How did you miss that one and all the other gangster movies?
I have no idea. But that one stuck with me.
Well, I like
Oh my
Jackie Brown. I think
goodness.
that's one of my favorite ones is Jackie Brown.
There was an interview Tarantino did. I'm going to try and find it where
Yeah, sure.
someone asked him, "Is the sword in Pulp Fiction connected to the Kill Bill movies?" And he said, "Yeah, that's Bud's Hanzo sword. The sword that Bruce Willis gets in the pawn shop is Bud's Hanzo Hattori sword from Kill Bill." And I was like, "What?"
I don't know how, but somehow his movies have some kind of connection. He's got, they connect. There's little connected to. I isn't shoot, wasn't one of the brothers from Reservoir Dogs also in the Kill Bill movies, or was he mentioned in?
No, the actor
Yeah,
that
the
played
actor.
Vinny Vega, the
Yes.
brother of Vincent Vega, is the guy who plays Bud in Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2.
Okay. So he was basically playing it. He was playing his brother.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember if that was the case or not. It's been a while, but he's just crazy how he does that crap. The Tarantino verse. I like
Yes, I was
that.
going to
That
say,
word.
I was looking for that word, the Tarantino verse.
I
You know,
like that.
he has a theater in Los Angeles called the New Beverly, in Hollywood actually, called the New Beverly.
Really.
Hmm.
So I
So
mean,
it
yeah. Go ahead,
says
Loki.
in the interview, Butch kills the first guy in the basement with a sword that he retrieved from the pawn shop. This is Bud's Hattori Hanzo sword. Bud said he pawned it in Kill Bill. We know he still had it at the end of Kill Bill 2, but it is Bud's Hattori Hanzo sword.
Oh, that's right. He did say he pawned it.
Yep.
I
But it
forgot.
was
Yeah,
it
you're
was
right.
still
In
in
Kill
his
Bill, he.
trailer. It
Yeah.
was still in his trailer. He lied to what's
Yeah.
her name, and it was still in his trailer. But yes, the sword in Pulp Fiction is Bill's Hattori Hanzo.
Oh, did you guys know that the Band-Aid on the back of Vince? Is it Vin Ramis? Is that how you say his
Bing
name?
Rames, Bing
Yeah,
Rames.
Vin Rames. Did you really? Did you know he actually did cut himself shaving, and they decided to go ahead and he's like, no, keep it. It's great. It works.
Well, the guy in Reservoir Dogs, the guy who has the crew, he had the same thing on the back of his neck.
Yep. But it's just like all of a sudden you see, Bruce Willis's character, and there's Vin Rames is like he just got this look like he's really not just here, is he? It's just that look of shock on his face. It's just like, and then and then the whole scene happens, and you okay? No.
Pretty fucking far from okay.
Yeah, he's like, get out of town. What was it? What I forgot what city he said they were in, but it's like
LA.
yeah,
You've
your
lost all your
LA,
LA privileges.
yeah, get out of here, your LA privileges. No, God, I can't get that scene out of my head now. God, it's like
You know,
I
I
really
didn't.
was like, I don't even. I'm like, I'm so glad they don't show you what happens because I've got a feeling this was going to be a very, very bloody scene if they had actually
I actually
filmed it.
think I blocked that out of my memory until you guys brought that up. That's probably why I didn't remember what a gimp was for the longest time.
Bring out the gimp.
Oh God, that was so. Whew, God, that was so bad. That was horrible too, man. You couldn't help but feel bad for Rames's character. He's like,
Yeah,
these guys. He's like, these guys deserve what they're about to. This guy deserves what he's about to get. There's
yeah.
no way around it.
I didn't feel too bad for what happened afterwards.
No. And
No,
you got to think, Marcellus wanted Butch dead. He told his second in command, if Butch goes to Indochina, I want a motherfucker there popping out of a bowl of rice, ready to put a cap in his ass. He wanted Butch dead. So for him to be like, no, you get out of town tonight, you don't ever come back, you've lost all your LA privileges. That was like, you came back for me. You saved me from this shit these fucking bastards were doing to me. Go get out of town now. You're done.
It's his way of showing appreciation while still saving face.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I mean,
And it made sense.
it did make sense, but I love that scene. He's like, "Oh, that's a bike. That's not a bike, honey. It's a chopper."
Yep.
Whose chopper is this? Zed's. Zed's dead,
And
baby. Zed's
who's Zed?
dead.
Zed is dead. I think the Bruce Willis scene was. I think Bruce Willis was just one of my favorites. I did not see John Travolta's character getting whacked coming out of the bathroom. I just didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Yeah,
And then I was like, oh wait, he's dead?
I was like, man.
But he's not
That's
because
it,
he's
that's
in the
it.
last part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's when we all had to finally realize, oh, this thing doesn't exactly sync up.
Well, the Vegas, they Quentin wanted to do a movie that connected Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, and it was going to be called The Vegas, and it was going to be Vincent Vega and Vinny Vega together in a movie, and he could not get John Travolta to come back and do what would have been like a prequel to Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs with both of them together before Vince went to Holland, went to Europe and did his little stint in Europe. This is going to be why he went to Europe and was in Amsterdam and Holland and all of that. And it just never happened. He could never get Travolta back to do it.
He got too big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I don't know if you know this, but just this is kind of something I always like to bring up when I find out about it. Pulp Fiction, 2013. Was entered into the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress.
Good.
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 Good. Damn right, good.
I'll drink to that.
Oh, so I got a movie I know, Jack, you haven't seen. I know About a Geek's seen it. Loki, I'm going to assume you've seen Jackie Brown. This is actually one of my favorites of his. I mean, it borders Pulp Fiction as my favorite of the Tarantino movies.
AK-47, when you absolutely positively have to kill every motherfucker in the room except no substitutes.
Yeah, I actually.
Andy Geek said that one time to our kids, and then our kids walked around the house saying, AK-47. It was so funny. They were walking around.
My son was, yeah. Yeah, I had mentioned that earlier, honey. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I had to stop doing that because my son would just go around and go, AK-47. I'm like, I remember trying to watch Madam Geek was deployed to Afghanistan at this time. So I'm sitting here in the house with 3 kids trying to watch Django Unchained. Yeah, that took me 5+ hours to try and watch in my living room. You can probably imagine why I had hit the pause button so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, nope. I was like, kids running. I'm like, nope. I'm like, nope. I don't need them going to school. I don't need them going to school with this. No.
Like trying to watch The Hateful Eight. And just
oh, God. Yeah. But yeah, Jackie Brown, I love the dialogue. I just love the dialogue. And Jackson him and Pamela Grier just chew up every scene they were in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely loved Pamela Grier in that movie. Just awesome. But Jackson was just freaking, he was just the shit. Did he kill Chris Tucker in that movie?
Yep.
He and also has Robert De Niro in there. And that was a weird role for Robert De Niro.
That was a weird role for him. Oh, that also had, what's that blonde-haired lady's name? I can't think. Shit. The one who was sleeping with Samuel Jackson's character.
Oh, yeah. Yes. She's the sister of, God. He was in American Graffiti.
I can't believe I can't remember her name now.
I'll know it here in a second because I know what she was in.
Was it, who are we talking about again in the movie?
The blonde-haired girl from Pulp, from
I think it says Melanie.
Yeah, I think it's Melanie, but I'm trying to remember her. Bridget Fonda. Or was it Bridget
Bridget
Fonda?
Fonda, yeah.
Bridget Fonda.
yes.
Thank God. Dang it. I should lose some points for that. Yeah, it was Bridget
Peter
Fonda.
Fonda. Peter
Yeah.
Fonda's sister. Yeah.
And it was just kind of funny how that was a strange role for both her and De Niro because they're both playing just kind of. Well, De Niro's playing a loser. I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically what he is.
Yeah. It was so weird.
Ends up banging her on the kitchen counter or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch this movie.
Oh yeah, because it's like he goes to do it, and it's like 2 minutes later, and he's like, and it's like done. That's it.
Well, remember how it goes. She's talking about they're talking about they're having some stupid small talk bullshit, and she's just like, "You want to fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure." 2 minutes later.
Oh, Jack, have you not seen Jackie Brown, Jack?
I have not. That's the only one I haven't seen.
Oh, you should see it. Yeah.
I plan on it. I was actually trying to like watch a bunch of clips before the live stream because I wanted to jog my memory of everything that so.
Yeah,
But
it's actually one of my
I-
favorite movies.
It's
Yeah,
got a
I
good
like it.
band. It's got a good band that does the soundtrack too, because it's the Symphonics, and they're out of New Jersey, and that is like what all Samuel L. Jackson listens to, and all Jackie Brown's listens to is the Symphonics,
Mhm.
and it's one of those weird things where you're like, really? But yeah, they jam it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it after the stream.
It also has
First, I'll watch
Michael.
Pulp Fiction again.
It's got Michael Keaton in it too, which I thought was a really good role for him.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's like DEA.
And we
yeah,
lost this
that's
guy not too long
right.
ago.
I forgot
Robert
that.
Foster was in this. Remember when Robert Foster? He's talking about, "Hey, Purple Valkyrie,
Hey, Purple.
Purple."
Valkyrie.
Oh, remember when he's like, "Yeah, I was doing another bail, and I was gonna have to go arrest this guy again for another bullshit thing," and he's just like he's done. He's like, "I'm done. I don't care anymore."
Tiny
Yeah.
Lister Jr.'s in that too. Tiny Lister Jr.'s a bail bonds enforcer, like a bounty hunter for I can't remember his name. He just died too.
Robert Foster.
Robert Foster.
Robert Foster, yeah.
Forrester, or is it
Forrester.
Forrester, yeah.
Yeah.
He just recently passed. Yeah, he's playing the bail bondsman, and he's actually, got a thing for Jackie Brown. So the whole thing with this movie is Jackie Brown is basically a courier.
A mule.
Yeah, she's basically a mule. She's a money mule for
Okay.
for Samuel L. Jackson's character, and she ends up. I mean, I got to give her credit, man. She plays this game beautifully.
I
She
remember the
just-
one scene that my heart was racing when she's in the mall with the bag. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh my God, is she going to be able to get out in time? Yeah, the transfer of money and stuff. Remember that scene?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My heart was racing. I was like, oh boy, is she going to make it?
The dress. She goes in there for that dress and goes in the room, switches the money bag out, and yeah.
Yep.
And then blames it on Bridget Fonda's character.
Yep.
Oh, I just love how she was. I just. Oh, that's it. It's like, Lewis, stop, Lewis, pop, 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 pop. Just pops her right out of the freaking parking lot and drives off.
She wouldn't shut up.
She wouldn't.
Shut up.
Is she dead? Yeah, I think she's. She has to, I think she's dead. Yeah, I think she's dead. I'm like, considering how close you capped her, she's probably dead.
Yeah.
That was a weird role. And then, of course, why'd you do, man? All I wanted was you to be beautiful. Oh, my goodness. What a good movie. I love the ending, too. The ending is just great.
Yeah.
And I'll save that. Let Jack watch it so he can see the ending. If you've generally enjoyed your Tarantino movies, buddy, you're going to like this one, too.
Okay.
I feel you're going to have some. I mean, it's got Samuel L. Jackson in it, for
For
God's
some
sakes,
reason,
and
it was
Pamela
never on my
Grier.
radar. For some reason, it was never on my radar. Like, when Pulp Fiction came out. I went and watched Reservoir Dogs afterwards, and then I heard about Kill Bill next. I never heard about Jackie Brown. I guess it came out in '97.
Yeah. And it's interesting too because I like a lot of people, except for Loki. Loki got lucky and saw Reservoir Dogs first. I think, yeah, a lot of us saw Pulp Fiction first, and then we were like, most of us, I think, my friends included, we did this. We went out and, this is before the internet, so we kind of had to go to the video store and actually ask the question. Uh, who's the guy who did? Yeah, this guy Tarantino. He did Pulp Fiction. Did he do any other movies? Oh yeah, he did this movie Reservoir Dogs. So of course we grabbed it. We go home. We go to my friend's house. We watch it, and like, my jaw was about on the damn floor by the end at the end of the movie.
Yeah, no, that was such a good, compelling film. Like it's something that you don't expect to be such a good film until you watch it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, when it first came out, it didn't launch him at first. Really, it was really Pulp Fiction that launched him. That's probably why. It was because it was good, but just maybe it just didn't catch everyone's attention. A name like Reservoir Dogs just didn't catch everyone's attention. Possibly, I don't know.
Well, I think that when you really look at Reservoir Dogs, you got to kind of look at this was early on. I mean, this came out in '92, and there's a lot of actors in here that we all know from
Yeah,
that we've seen other things. I mean, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth. Tim Roth was also in.
Steve
He's in the
Buscemi.
diner in Pulp Fiction for crying out loud. I mean, it's got Steve Buscemi. I mean, God, who doesn't love Steve Buscemi? Or maybe that's just me.
No, we all love him.
And even Quentin Tarantino was in the movie, and
Yep.
he has the decency to die in the very beginning.
Well, how else is he going to keep directing afterwards?
Like you say,
It's hard. I will say this: it is hard to both act and direct in your own thing because the biggest thing that you judge in that thing is yourself more than anyone else or anything else in the thing.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I definitely say from personal experience, I think we can all agree we're all our own worst critics.
Oh yeah.
Anybody's going to be critical, we're going to be critical of ourselves.
So
I've heard Loki say it firsthand. He's one of his own harshest critics.
Yeah, yeah.
But Reservoir Dogs, it starts out, it's like it literally starts out. You realize, shit did not go the way they wanted it to.
hmm I love how in the beginning, it's just a simple moment where guy's looking through the book, and the other guy takes it, and he's like, "Give me my book back." He's like, "I'll give it back at the end, when we're done with here. Give me my book back." And then at the very end, when after he pays the check and he makes Steve Buscemi, pay up the dollar, he gives him the book. He's like, "Thank you." Just a good film.
Yeah, and don't forget also when they're sitting down, Like a Virgin is playing.
hmm And they're talking about, they're talking about what is that the meaning of that song, and they get to the point where somebody explains it like, oh, well, it's probably somebody who's had such a large that when she goes there, it feels like it's the first time, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I'm like a 21 years old, so I was so immature about that. I was like, that's funny.
No, what's funny is he could make that scene actually work.
And it
You got
worked.
all these
Yeah.
you got all these serious gangster looking dudes, and they're having a discussion about a Madonna song.
Yes. Yes. That was no. You're right. The writing, he made it work so well. And as I said earlier, it felt like a Kevin Smith scene, like something Kevin Smith would have written. You know what I mean? And I'm a Kevin Smith fan, so I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that. What about you, Loki? What do you you saw this one actually first before you saw Pulp Fiction? So your perspective, first time seeing a Tarantino movie, your first time getting an experience of it, to where most of us, like I said, we saw Pulp Fiction, then we saw Reservoir Dogs.
The film is kind of chopped up like Pulp Fiction, and it's not as chopped up as Pulp Fiction, but there are things out of order. Like you go back and see things that happened after, and you hear them talk about the bank job. You never actually see the bank job for a
Hmm.
low budget, and it was low budget because this was like no one had any faith in him before this. It's a very low budget film. He did a great job with everything he had. The cast he had was good. He had a good crew. He had a good film crew. He had good actors. It's like the beginning of Tarantino. If you go back and you watch this after, if you never watched this, and you've seen all his other movies, you go back and you see things like the pack of red apples. That pack of red apples is in Pulp Fiction. It's in Jackie Brown. It's in Kill Bill. Those red apple cigarettes are like one of his things in his alternate Tarantino verse. There's little things you can pick up that'll carry over into every single other movie he ever makes. And to go back and watch it over again after you've seen all of his other movies, it's a treat. It's a nice little treat to, oh man, I wonder if Vinny Vega is connected to Vincent Vega. Oh yeah, it's his brother. There's like ideas for characters that he had that echo throughout all of his other movies. It's like the Uma thing in Pulp Fiction, where she's talking about Fox Force 5, and Fox Force 5 ends up being the Kill Bill movie. And it's really cool to go back and watch that again. Even if you've seen it 100 times, go back and watch Reservoir Dogs all over again. It just set it up perfectly for Pulp Fiction. So if
I,
you
I
saw Pulp Fiction first and you go back, it's still a treat. If you saw Reservoir Dogs first and then you saw Pulp Fiction, it's still that same treat. You're still getting that same treat.
Foxy, because we are foxy, foxy
think
ladies. What was it? Foxy, Foxy was something 5?
Fox Force 5.
Fox Force 5.
Yeah,
Force because
Fox
we're a
Force
force to
5.
reckon with, and 5 because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
Yep. And if you listen to how she talks about the cast, Bernita Green's in there. She said Black Fox, her specialty was knives. You know, my Japanese fox, her specialty was sex. Well, if you watch Orenishi's thing, that's what she became until she killed that gang leader.
Right.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's how she killed that gang leader. She was riding that gang leader and then stabbed him.
Right.
And
I remember.
killed him.
Yeah.
Because he was a pedophile.
Yeah,
Yes.
He had a thing. He had a
pedophile.
thing
Yep.
for younger. Man, now that I'm gonna now I'm gonna have to watch Pulp Fiction when I get to that point, and I'm just gonna have to really, really listen in deep.
Because
Now
those are
to be,
Bill's girls. Those are the girls that Bill hired that are his assassin chicks.
I don't, he's one of those directors that I look at it this way. He just manages to just put those subtle little treats in there in his movies. There's little, I don't want to call these the member berries. I actually call these Easter eggs because you actually,
Yeah.
once you start getting into the culture of what Tarantino is, you kind of enjoy when you see them.
And
It's a treat, like when you were talking about the katana sword.
yeah, Uma even says about her character. She says, her grandfather, an old pavilion, like circus performer, taught her all the stuff she knew, and no one in the world was as badass with a blade as she was. And her little niche was telling jokes. So you're like, okay, they're talking about her in Kill Bill. She's basically talking about her character and the other female characters in Kill Bill.
And I think that's actually Madam Geek's favorite Tarantino movies is the Kill Bills.
Well, next to Jackie Brown.
Yeah,
I do
but
like Jackie Brown.
well, one of the things I want to say, and we're hitting an hour, guys, so I'm going to cut this off in a minute. But I'm going to say this: one of the things I love about watching Reservoir Dogs, honestly, is I love Tarantino movies. I generally love them. And the fact that you go back and you see his first, that first independent one being Reservoir Dogs, and you realize he's always been this way.
Yeah.
It's just he didn't evolve into this. He just evolved his craft. You go to that Reservoir Dogs, it's like the guy came out of the box with a plan, and he has somehow managed to stay true to that kind of directing that has just made him like I said, he's one of the last few times that any of us would actually, I think, in all honesty, when we were mentioning this earlier, is we go to a Tarantino movie to see a Tarantino movie.
That's
We
right.
know what we're going to get out of this, but we go because it's Quentin Tarantino. It's one of the last few name recognitions that is going to get people, at this point in time in cinema with all the crap that they've been shitting on us about, is going to be one of the few name recognitions that's still going to get people to want to go to the theater because
And
they know they're going to get entertained.
before you kill this too,
Yeah.
he has gotten all kinds of hell for the dialogue in his movies.
Oh, yeah.
He has been called an ist. He has been called a phobe. He has been called a he's been called all kinds of shit. And that's one movie you didn't bring up was Inglorious Bastards and what happened in that movie. And he has never, ever backed down. He has never taken a knee. He has never said, "Oh, I watch it in beauty." He's never done that. He's always held to the way he is going to make a movie, and he's not going to let anybody screw with that.
Exactly. And even Samuel L. Jackson has defended him.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, when you got Samuel L. Jackson on your side, you got some power behind you.
Exactly.
But the man made his movies the way he made them, and he made them the way a lot of these people, whether it doesn't matter which culture you're talking about, this is how they talk sometimes. And I mean, oh my God, you want to talk about a movie that's, oh my God, if we had gotten into Django Unchained,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. How about this, Jack? Next week, let's do a part 2.
Okay.
Do a Tarantino part 2. How's that sound?
Yeah, I will watch Jackie Brown, and I'll
Okay.
probably rewatch a couple other movies, and we'll probably have more to talk about.
Yeah, same with Django Unchained. I agree. Yeah.
In a few years, so that's why like I kind of wish I knew about it the day before, so I could have spent the night watching stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually Inglorious Bastards is one I have not seen yet, so I will have to watch that.
That's a good one too.
Oh,
It's been on my list. It's just one I have not gotten to yet. I don't know why. I honestly cannot figure out why I haven't gotten to it yet. But I am going to get to that one because I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I hear it's a great alternate history piece.
When Brad Pitt is talking about where he came from in Tennessee and how he is descendant from the Comanche Indians and how he wants his scalps. I was sitting there watching that with my dad, and my dad's from Tennessee, and he has the same damn mustache, and he sounds exactly the same way. And I'm like, holy shit, you're in a Tarantino movie. Congratulations.
25 Nazi scalps.
I want my scalps.
All right. Yeah, I tell you what, for next week, Jack, you catch up with Jackie Brown, and I'll catch Inglorious Bastards because I've seen bits and pieces of it, like YouTube skits and stuff that have been shown of it, but I've never seen the entire movie. But I hear I've heard really good things. It's been on my radar. And guys, with that being said, we're gonna pick this back up next week because we got a lot of movies we didn't even get to talk about. Jack, it's always great to have you here. You got anything coming up?
The same thing I always do. Talk shit about Discovery.
Yeah. We'll probably, I'm going to see about maybe hitting up on Candor's next time. I didn't even watch this last episode because I'm like, you know what? I'm like, we've lost the James Bond. The election is, I'm going to hit 270 before these candidates do. And Alex Trebek died. I'm like, I don't need any more depressing shit.
Understandable.
Yeah. I'm like, 2020, just go away already, please. And Loki, I know you've got some good stuff coming up next week. I'm sure you've got a hell of a plan for Monday. I'm looking forward to dropping over, seeing you, and seeing what kind of firestorm you're going to start.
I'm going to roast me some son of a bitches on Monday. We got Pedro Pascal acting like a fucking fool. We've got what happened to Johnny Depp. I am going to roast me some son of a bitches on Monday.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, that Johnny Depp. What the... So basically the judge just was like, yeah, but you're still at fault.
Oh, we covered that. No, this is about Disney.
Yeah.
As soon as the lawsuit was over, Disney dropped him. Warner Brothers dropped him. He has been blacklisted in Hollywood because he would not take a knee and take one for the Me Too movement. So fuck all that. No, we stand with Johnny.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, oh, God. Oh, what's up, honey?
I said that's terrible.
I know. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You were the one. Yeah, it was my wife who told me about it too. I was like, really? I would have thought that would have been a kind of a open and shut case, but I guess what do I know? But like I said, folks, with that being said, Stone Loki obviously has his Loki's Mornings of Mischief, and then after that, on
Nice
Monday,
talking
Wednesday,
to you, by the way,
Fridays,
Loki.
huh?
Yeah, thank you guys for letting me come on. I know like this started before I even knew about it, and I was like, "Holy shit, he's talking Tarantino! I got to jump on." So
No, you're
thank you
great.
for
Hey, if
having
you
me.
wanna, Loki, if you wanna come back on next, we'll probably do this one on next Saturday. Saturday about the same time, 3 p.m. my time. Eastern Standard Time. I can finally say Eastern Standard Time. I don't have to say Eastern Daylight anymore. I
Ah,
like that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. We're gonna make this. We're gonna make this trendy.
Well, thanks for having me,
Yeah, honey, thank you
Andy.
for coming. I always love having you on, and I love it when I can bring you on for things that I know you have a passion for. And Loki, yeah, man, hey, thank you for coming in. That's why I post those links on that one board I do. I post them specifically there. You guys are all in. Everybody who's in there is free to come on. It's awesome having you, buddy. Awesome Darth Haster seeing you. Awesome seeing Purple Valkyrie. Guys, we're gonna pick this up next week. We are going to talk more of this. I'm going to get me some fresh take on it and probably watch a few of the movies again just for fun. But I'm going to make it a Tarantino week. I figure after all the crap we've been going through, that's about a great way to unwind. With that being said, folks, thank you to my lovely wife for coming in. I love the fact that she joined us. To my always favorite Jack Bears, I love having you on. To Stone Loki, oh boy, I'm ready to. Now I'm kind of like, oof, I'm kind of. I've got this going now. Thinking about your stream tomorrow, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good. Because I know when you do a rant, boy, they are good.
thank you,
Is anybody
sir.
going to be
Thank you.
joining you, or is it just going to be you?
No, no, it's just gonna be me, unless Mexican Iron
Oh,
Man decides to break through the fourth wall and come in and rant himself. I don't know. We'll have to see.
oh God, that would be a double treat. Get a little Iron Man Mexicano in there. I know I've seen you two rant together. You guys got some synergy when it comes to that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you, Madam Geek. It's so cool getting to hang out with you. I never get to stream with you. So
Oh,
Yeah, agreed. Same here.
thanks, guys.
Thank you. And again, thank you all. Another great show. I have always had a blast. I love hanging out with you guys. Like I said, folks, this was Quark's Bar. We're blowing off some steam, talking about great movies, and we talked about a great director. And let's be honest, folks, great directors are like great storytelling. It's become a dying freaking art these days. It's sad. So got to back him. I got to back Tarantino, and I got to give the guy credit for never backing down. I mean, yeah, he's the kind of guy who Loki said it probably best. This man has not taken the fucking knee, and you know what? Nobody in this culture, in this community, is going to take a knee. We all stand together. We are all strong together, and we're going to get through this. We are going to show them they are not going to put us in a corner. It's not going to happen. You try to put us in a corner, you're going to have to shove us there because we are not going to back down. That being said, everyone have a great time. Have a great week. And start your mornings off with Loki's Morning of Mischief tomorrow. Because trust me, folks, if you've ever seen him do a rant, you want to see it live. It's still good when it's recorded, but it's better live.
thank you,
That
sir.
that being said, you all have a great one. I had a blast as always. This is what I did do YouTube for. Fun. Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.